Hello, Cincinnati! Welcome to the untraditional opener of this podcast as I am braving the wild concrete jungle that is Disney World. You know, I gotta take my kids to have fun. On this week's episode, we had some Cajuns on, Mr. Ben Robichaux and Jay Schexnayder. Sorry, boys, if I mispronounced those last names. Those Cajun ones can be tricky sometimes. Either way you slice it, we had a blast with these fellas. They got some good stories to tell, good food to cook, and some ducks to shoot. So what do you say we get this thing started? I gotta hit record on the main camera. Why do you think my mug looks so good in those videos, but y'all's look like cell phones? Because I'm using real camera, dog.
Hey, what? Somebody's got to keep track of the time because I gotta get off here at 8. I gotta go get a CPAP.
I got a watch on. I'll let you know. You got 30 minutes.
The guy who you're gonna rely on, the guy who relies on everyone else to tell him what his schedule is in life. Yeah,
hey, I got the schedule. The schedule's there though. He told me 8 o'clock. I got it on.
All right, boys. Well, every time you watch a podcast, they have that nice soft intro, and it's like, oh, we're magically there. Yeah, we're just going to take the bull by the horns. There's no unawkward way. So thank you all for joining us. You guys already know Graham. Mr. Moustache Hairs there is Jay Conrad. He's our good buddy. Jay, this is Ben, and also Jay from Duck Camp Dinners.
Nice to meet you guys.
So, I do have a question though. So y'all do Duck Camp Dinners. You're from the Bayou. Jay, so who is the real Ben Robichaux? Because that is what his Instagram handle is.
Who
is Ben Robichaux? Tell me.
I guess it's that guy right there.
We're going to go past 8 if I got to really say this. So. Other Jay might not hear all of the details.
Oh.
We're going to have to keep y'all straight. All right, you're going to be Jay, and then RJ will be Red Corn. How about that?
All right, yeah. I was about to, we got to come up with something. That's going to be confusing.
It was getting a little confusing for a second.
Yeah. Where y'all at in Louisiana?
Homer.
My wife's uncle, her family, his family's from Cutoff.
All right. My mom was from Cutoff. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll be in her whole family still lives in New Orleans, like her grandpa and everything. So I'll be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras this year.
Nice. Have to link up.
It ain't the same Mardi Gras as y'all get, but it's Mardi Gras. They bring.
That's right.
They bring out the orange jumpsuit. Do what?
It's gonna be a special Mardi Gras this year. Me and Jay are dukes of our royal court, of the club we're in back home.
Well, that might be dangerous.
It will be. It will be.
Have y'all ever done it down in downtown New Orleans?
Yeah.
Once a long time ago.
Dude, it's crazy. First time I went, I was out late. I was walking back. They got all the prisoners out in the orange jumpsuits cleaning up the trash off the streets with the bobcats, pushing it up in giant piles, all the beads and everything. I was like, my God.
Yeah, that's a different city nowadays. We don't really frequent it too much.
I can't say I blame you. So tell me a little bit about yourselves, guys. How long y'all been duck hunting down there on the Bayou? Your whole lives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
growing up doing it.
The property where we hunt, where the camp's at, where we filmed, where Duck Camp Dinners was started, we've been having for about 7 years. So.
7? Nice.
So I gotta ask, y'all done camping on the water, of course, at y'all's lease, and you've done camping on dry land at like a normal house. What would you say you prefer after experience what y'all done the past 7 years? Like what's the difference? What's the pros and cons to kind of having that like camp style life on the water versus like being on land?
The pros is that no neighbor's ever gonna show up.
Yeah.
I
like having to get to it by boat.
Mm-hmm.
Having to get to a camp by boat's just a pretty cool, unique experience. You know, it's really kind of once you leave the dock, you know, your reality disappears until you're back at the dock. You know, you kind of just you're out on your own, and whatever happens, you know.
Ain't no DoorDash out there.
No,
No.
that's the only con is that if you forget anything, you forgot it. There's no gas
Yeah.
station. You got to bring plenty of beer to make sure we don't run out.
Beer and shotgun shells.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the two most important things. The rest we can cook out there.
If you look under everyone's bunk, there's beer and shotgun shell.
Because I mean, y'all get most of y'all's food like while you're out there too, right? Like besides like bringing some stuff for like the fixins and all that. But I mean, y'all
Yeah.
mainly catch when y'all are out there. Y'all are mainly either killing or catching what y'all are eating for dinner, right?
Yeah. Fresh. That's when it's the best.
What Jay likes to say, if the hunting or the fishing's bad, he always likes to make the comment, it's going to be a long gravy.
Eating a lot of rice tonight, boys.
Oh. Well, how's hunting been so far for y'all this year? Y'all have had some good success at least when y'all been out, and I mean I've seen some stuff to where at least at the beginning of the year it looked like y'all had a good shoot opening weekend.
Did all right, but it's been rough. We haven't even limited on our property yet this year. That's rare. Last year I did not ever not limit out, so it's been a complete 180 from last year. But that drought really hurt us. From last year we did really good because we had water. The problem with the drought is that we pulled in some salt water and it killed all of our grass. So
Oh.
our whole lease is open lake now.
It's never ideal when you can run an outboard and a duck lease.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, I mean, did y'all grew up like hunting the marshland and like maneuvering around all the grass fields and stuff like that? Like, what's it like growing up hunting like that kind of way? Is it kind of difficult because you never know like if your paths change and stuff, or like what's that like?
Definitely. So
Yeah.
like growing up the way we used to do it, I mean, and even Jay, like we used to build permanent blinds, but the problem with doing that, like pull-in blinds or whatever, is that the marsh changes so much. There'll be a year you hunt, you build a big blind, you hunt it, the following year you won't be able to even get to it because the floton's done grown all the way around it. There's no way to even access that blind. So we kind of transitioned over the years to where we kind of just build temporary pull-in blinds where you just pull in by mud boat, and we just kind of build them as the weeks progress throughout the season.
Okay.
And just the way we grew up doing it, you don't realize what you're doing because that's what you do, right? When you go other
Mm-hmm.
people's places, you take a side by side, you walk 10 foot, you're like, man, this is easy.
Yeah.
This is how other people do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the only way we knew, right? As kids, it was I'd always prefer that just because I have the most and best memories the way we do it. But I do enjoy going other places and seeing how other people do it as well. But actually, my favorite way to hunt is always going to be the way that we do it, right?
Yeah.
So I know
Oh yeah.
I'm best up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a question for you. You guys got problems with snakes? I don't like snakes.
Not as much as you would think.
No. But I've been
But
bit
when
on
we
the front.
see them, ain't nothing like a good snake's a dead snake.
Yeah.
You said you got bit, Jay?
Yeah, about a grass snake on the front of camp. Messing with it, trying to get it out or something, and it bit me. I don't mess with them no more. They die. But if you see when where we cook at the camp, they have an AC unit right on top of the stove, that blows into our living room. 2 years ago, Juice, just the guard from the show, was started cooking supper. He got the pot was underneath the AC unit, and he started cooking it. All of a sudden, we hear a scream, about 4 or 5 foot water moccasin was in that AC unit and jumped out and almost landed in the pot. Went out and got out the door. We didn't get it, but you should have seen that sucker flipping, flopping around that stove. So now we're a little extra cautious around there and make sure. But really don't have a problem because we don't keep food there. No reason for snakes to be on the houseboat would be for mice. As long as you keep the mice away, you'll keep the snakes away.
Yeah.
All right, well, I bring that up because I got one for you. I was thinking about it driving back from trade show today. Old Jaybird here, Mr. Redcorn, he had a different kind of dangerous animal problem last year. I figured you guys would get a kick out of this. Let me see if I can pull this up, see if you can guess what it is you hear in the beginning of this thing. Let's see, media.
Jay's gonna have to go. Redbird's gonna have to go into the story of this one after this video plays.
I'm just wondering if they got any mallards. Like, you guys got any mallards right now?
No,
We don't,
you can see
because
them.
they ain't here.
Not in about 10 years.
Here we go. Hold on. You hear that in the background? Right at the very beginning.
Oh, I heard it.
I'm getting back in the truck. I don't even know what that was, but I
That
ain't
sounds like a
trying.
mad cat.
We ain't got that. I can take you that one. We ain't got that.
We don't have them either.
Well, we didn't.
We ain't supposed to. So that was last year, deer hunting, and the guy, the lady, the farmer's wife, she puts up trail cameras, and all summer she's like, "There's a mountain lion." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Everybody sees mountain lions, right? You know how it is. We're
Yeah,
in
yeah.
northern Kentucky. There's no mountain lion, right? But anyway, so she's like, "Well, I got a picture of it." I'm like, "What? Whatever. Like, let me see it." And I'm like, "Damn, it looks like a mountain lion. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a bobcat." So then she got another picture with the tail, and I was like, "Yeah, that's a long tail." So whatever, I just blew it off. Like, I mean, it's probably just, if it is, it's probably moving through. I did some research on them. Like, they have 125 square mile like home range. Like, they're probably just moving, whatever. Well, I got to my tree stand. I was hunting, obviously. I'm in the tree stand. You can tell by the video I'm not scared at all by the sound. But I was sitting there, and that thing started bawling. Obviously, because I got enough time to pick my phone up and filmed it. So it did that like 4 or 5 times. And finally, I was like, I got to get this on film. So I filmed it. And, like people were like, it's a bobcat or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Bobcats make some pretty wild noises. So I went as far as like I called a guide that he guides mountain lion hunts in Idaho. I called this dude on the phone just random. I was like, hey, man, like, I just got this clip. Like, I'm going to send you it. Tell me what you think. Like, the person that knows them best is people that hunt them, right?
Right,
So I was
right.
like, tell me, what is this? And then he calls me back. He's like, that's a mountain lion. He's like, that's a young juvenile male, a breeding call. He's like, where are you at? I was like, I'm in northern Kentucky. He's like, well, it makes sense. I was like, no, it doesn't make sense. He's like, well, think if they come up the mountains, like the Appalachian Mountains, I'm right on the Ohio River. He's like, he hits that river. He's just going to follow that river all the way around, right? And so I'm like, well, I want to kill this thing. So I was like, well, how do you kill it? Like, can I go with my coyote calls and stuff or whatever? He's like, nah, highly doubt it. He's like, you need dogs. So I was like, well, nobody has mountain lion dogs around here. He's like, do they have bear dogs? And I was like, well, yeah, people bear hunt in eastern Kentucky. He's like, well, a bear dog will run that cat. And I was like, well, how far will the cat run? He's like, man, if you got him on it today, he's like, that cat ain't going to go a mile. He's like, they don't run far. He's like, they get tired of tree up. But so I don't know any bear hunters. So I called everybody I knew, but bear season was opening the next day, so they all had guided hunts. So I couldn't get on it, but I showed it to the guys that hunt the farm next to me, and they made fun of me and stuff until they called me one night, and they're like, all right, we heard it too. So it's been around. Like the farmer, like he doesn't believe, like his wife gets into that, and he's like, I don't know, man. And I showed him that clip, and he's like, man, I hear that thing all summer. He's like, it lives up there. He's like, at night in the summer, I'll be sitting on my porch, and you just hear him up in that hill. But I've never seen it. I've never got a picture of it.
That's crazy. Question is, do you still deer hunt out there?
Oh, yeah. I killed a deer out there this year.
Yeah, he killed a 170 something.
So not too afraid of mountain lions.
Well, I mean, if you think about, you're just playing the odds, right? What are the chances of me actually dying from it? Like, if we look at the
Aside
statistics.
from that, you kind of going out like a badass, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
You get a lot
statistically,
to enjoy.
I'm probably all right. Doesn't mean I'm not scared, but I'm probably all right.
Yeah.
You know, if you got in a fight with a mountain lion, you might earn the name Red Corn.
I don't think I'd win that fight, bud.
Whether you win or lose, you still go out like a badass.
Yeah, that's true.
I got faith in you. Just remember that if you see it.
I got
If it's a juvenile male, go for the nuts.
I carry a pistol now, so
That's right.
I used to
That
not
works
carry
great.
anything, but
Yeah.
I carry a pistol now.
Well, didn't you say you must have walked within 50 yards of that thing that morning going to your stand?
Yeah, that's between me and my truck. Like, I went right by that thing. Of course, I'm sure it wasn't there then, right?
That's
Or
what you're
might have
telling.
been.
Yeah.
That's what you're
That's
telling
what
yourself, so
That's
you
what
keep
you're telling
hunting.
yourself.
I mean, the deer didn't really bother the deer too much. I saw deer like right after that, so I don't know. I mean, they probably don't know. They
Yeah,
don't
they
know
don't know
what
what
it
a
is.
mountain lion is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened.
We don't have to worry about mountains too much around here. You gotta worry
see a
about sinking
mountain,
up to your chest in swamp mud.
you're not Louisiana.
Yeah, I seen that before. I live in Florida actually, so
Oh, nice. What part?
it's Melbourne, Florida. You know where Cocoa Beach is?
Uh-huh.
The space station and all that? Yeah, just south of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Very
My
cool.
buddy Blakely, that's supposed to camp with me. His grandparents and his dad is from Cocoa Beach.
Oh, really? My father-in-law lives there now. Yeah.
Yeah. He's still there.
Another weird connection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
dude, it happened all day today while I was at that trade show. I was at the ATA show, just like running to random people and end up having 50 conversations I wasn't expecting to have.
Well, boys, have y'all just been hunting down in Louisiana so far? Have y'all had to go anywhere else to take a trip somewhere to hunt? Go kill any of those razorbacks that y'all went and shot a year or two ago?
Well, I actually just got back yesterday from Texas. Duck Head Hunters is actually doing some filming in Texas this year. So I just got back from a 6-day hunt along the Texas coast. It's like it's a road trip style. So the little sneak preview, season 4, we'll have not just camps in Louisiana, but we're going to take a road trip where it's filming us hunting from place to place. Truck, we did every night. We stayed at a different cabin. And
Shooting some redheads.
redheads and pintails, the whole
Yeah.
Lockport limit. Yeah.
My buddy's down there right now, and that's what they're whacking the redheads.
Yeah. Redheads are easy. The first group that came in, we kept 5 birds. So it's,
Yeah, divers are
Hey.
something else, man. They're just not that. They just
I
come
don't know
in.
how they make it.
Yeah, I
But
don't know how there's
know.
enough. I don't know how there's any of them left.
You need coot decoys to kill those things.
Yeah.
Well, the
I know.
fact that you got 4 come in, you shoot 2, the other 2 circle back like, oh, what did I miss?
Yeah. Wait, what happened over there?
Yeah.
That's like turkey hunting when 2 of them come in and you shoot one and the other one's buddy's flopping on the ground dead as a doornail and he runs over there like, oh, you want to fight? All right, let's go. And he starts kicking the crap out of his buddy who's laying there on the ground flopping because he just got shot in the face.
Exactly.
All right, so where's the food better, Texas or Louisiana?
Louisiana. We cook Louisiana food for that. They had to show them a trick or two. I mean, they got good Tex-Mex. Don't get me wrong.
Well, and speaking of food, I know at least at the film festival that y'all had that was it the smokeless fire pit that y'all were cooking on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Brio.
Is that what y'all are still rolling with when y'all are grilling and stuff?
We are. We actually had one in Texas with us the whole time. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's how that open fire flame.
Really an awesome product.
Easy to cook.
What
on.
is it now?
It's a smokeless fire pit.
You never seen one of them?
No.
They actually are smokeless.
It's like right when you light it, it smokes, but then it's got a double wall, and then once the fire gets to temp, it burns the smoke off through the internal wall and actually becomes a fireless smoke pit.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Like it has attachments that they had that you could put to like adjust the grill height to change the temperature for cooking the meat and stuff. And I mean, they know more about it than me, but
We actually went to
thing
the
was awesome.
facility this October, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's made by Amish community.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really, really well made.
Well, it's just cool to be able to hang out around with a group of people, and you can cook, you can hang out. I mean, they got pizza oven attachments, and I mean, it's just there's so many applications that thing has. They're really cool, and they just came out with like a barbecue pit style version of it as well, which is very cool.
Yeah, leave it to the Amish, man.
Hey,
Those suckers are smart, dude.
They're impressive people.
and let me tell you, them boys made some good food because how long do we hang out? We've hung out all day at the film festival that day. I think we probably spent 8 or 10 hours together around that pit, sitting there cooking and eating. Yep.
About 3 cases of beer.
Yeah, now I know I'm talking to some Cajuns. How long were you there? I don't know. How many cases of beer were we in?
Exactly.
So who's the better cook, Jay or Ben?
Ben
Ben?
by far. He's a good cook, man. He really is, and
Jay's no slouch either.
Yeah, but I mean, he enjoys it. He enjoys it, so I let him cook.
I just grew up doing it with my grandparents, and both sides of my family. Grandparents were heavily into Cajun cuisine and cooking, and so just at a young age, I just kind of took a liking to it and would binge watch the Food Network before I went to bed, and just kind of learned a lot from Jean Paul. Learned a lot actually from Jay's wife's a chef. I've learned a lot of cool stuff from her, and you kind of just learn new techniques through people, and you kind of just merge it into your style of cooking, and that's what makes cooking so cool to me, is that everyone has a unique way of doing it, but you can kind of take what you've learned from people and kind of make it your style as well, and you kind of build your own little style around the way you like to cook.
Yeah, I did a bunch of shooting for a Wagyu beef company, and I learned a ton of stuff doing that. Like the one shoot, he needed to repopulate his website with new photos. So like every cut of meat he had, we did 2 of every cut. I'm talking like giant tomahawks, New York strips, all of it, dude. In 3 days between that and the Kura Buddha pork, we must have cooked like over $10,000 worth of meat. But we brought in a chef from, he's at La Bissée now in D.C. His name's Michael Fusano. He's always worked at Italian restaurants, but like just watching him cook his bolognese and stuff like that, dude, like it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, when you see a chef that can make something look effortless, that's when you know they're the real deal.
Yeah. He does it with pasta. If you go look at his Instagram, he like hand rolls all of his own tortellini and everything. It's nuts, dude.
I don't have the patience for that.
No. Heck no. I tried making ravioli once. That was a one-time experiment.
Hey, all I can say from the amount of time me and my wife have made gumbo, you can say you ain't got no patience for that, but gumbo takes as long as it does to cook. And how much you cook that a year?
Yeah, but that's different. Rolling noodles and pastas, that's a whole nother labor of love that I just don't have.
Nah, I hear that.
I'll do sushi and
Well, you can do this.
yeah. You gotta need another arm
You
for
need
that.
both hands for pasta.
That's
One to
true.
stir.
That's true. Amen to that.
Hey, Moustache Red Corn, I think it's 8:00, buddy.
I know. I gotta go get a CPAP, boys.
Oh, good luck.
Hey,
Let's know how it goes.
Can you do me a favor? Can you tell him to shave that thing off while you're there?
No, man. No.
I'm not used to seeing you with facial hair. It's kind of weird. I've been looking at it the whole time.
It's gonna mess up the feeling of the mask.
Yeah, the fit's not going to be right.
I've never even had one of these things, man. I don't know what I'm doing. They told me I can leave. I want to go duck hunting in the morning. So I was like, how early can I leave? They said 5. I was like, that'll work.
Perfect, huh?
That'll work. Yeah, that'll
Good
work.
luck with your appointment, and good luck shooting ducks in the morning.
We need it. There ain't none here.
Well, you don't know until you try.
Yeah, it's cold out, man. It's 20 degrees.
Ooh.
They got a bunch of snow up there right now.
Yeah, we got 12 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah,
Damn.
and ice.
We don't got no ice.
We got it. We got it in Williamstown.
Did you?
Yeah.
I about didn't get out of the boat ramp tonight. Man, I saw 2 mallards. I killed the only 2 ducks I saw. There ain't nothing left. That's pitiful, man. We should have tons right now, man.
We feel your pain.
Man, and there ain't none.
Well, you're not exactly hunting the most well-known spot for lots of ducks.
We killed
bud.
18 the other day though. Monday we killed 3 Manna mallards, 2 widgeon, and 4 Canadas.
Now that's a solid hunt.
Yeah, that was a good one, but I don't know where they went. We caught them on the first. They were new, and they gone. They came and went. When it's this cold, man, they're not going to stay here. There's a foot of snow on the ground. They're coming through. They can't get to the cornfields. They're just piping down.
Well, hell, they should be coming from up north with all the ice on there, but you're going to be late. You don't hurry up and get going there.
Yeah, I know.
He's always on time.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
man. We'll try and link up soon.
Yeah, it was good seeing you guys. Good talking to y'all.
All right,
Nice
buddy.
meeting you, buddy.
See you, Bird.
Like your name. Take care.
I like your name. Yeah, instead of thing 1 and thing 2, we're going to make you guys a show, J1 and J2. Actually, it would probably be pretty dang funny. I tell you what, I've ended up in more hilarious situations with that dude than I can count. I mean, just about every time we get together, it's a debacle.
Sounds like our J's are alike.
Oh yeah, dude. He was over at our Ohio lease earlier this year. He's called me. He's like, "I'm mad." I'm like, "What happened?" He goes, "I pulled up there and someone stole the chain off the gate. Then I went over to the other side and there was a pile of scrap there, and they left their sawzall in their pile of scrap, like they're in there scrapping, stealing like our gate chains and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, so?" He's like, "So I took their scrap and their saw. They ain't gonna scrap no more. I scrapped it for them." I was like, "Good God, Jay."
At least you got a saw out the deal.
It's always
Yeah.
it's always.
Hopefully you got enough of the scrap to pay for a new lock.
That's right.
Yeah.
I tell you though, I wouldn't. That's a place you got to be careful messing with those guys. Because Clayton, how many nails you have in your or screws you have in your tires that day?
Between the four of them, they were over 100. Yeah, I had to
God
get four brand new tires. We have a buddy who runs a tire shop. I was like, "Hey Pete, I need you to plug a couple holes in this." He goes, "So you're gonna need new tires." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's talking to me on the phone. He's like, "There's so many holes we can't possibly plug them all. You're talking over 100 holes between the four tires." I was like, "Good God, man!"
Made somebody mad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They stole a trail camera. Yeah, our J's are like, we're gonna have J1 and J2. New TV show, boys.
We got to all get together then one day.
Hey, y'all come up for a game during season. We do a crawfish boil every year, or we started it last year. We're gonna get another one going this year.
We've been talking about linking up a year now. We need to just make it happen.
I know.
Well, that's why Graham's got me involved, because I make all the stuff happen. Because as we discussed, he doesn't make his own schedule. Someone's got to do it for him.
Well, good. We're glad you're involved, Clayton.
Yeah.
So we'll see you for crawfish season.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, you have to come up sometime. We'll do it, and we'll do a turkey hunt.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you guys ever done much of that before?
No, I've never.
Not
I've only
really,
took
no.
a turkey out of a deer stand in Texas during the deer season, but I've never shot one in the spring like doing a real turkey. I've tried, but I've never been successful.
We'll take you and we'll spoil you.
Yeah, good.
Hey, all I can
That's
say is
all right.
the first turkey hunt I went on at our farm, we set for how long until the turkey came out? And
I don't know.
we set for like 45 minutes, an hour.
I don't even know if it was that. You killed him by 6:45. I mean, he must not been out off the limb, but 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, that sounds fun.
we were going back, and I was like, "Man," I said, "What you want to do? I got another tag, or we can just go hang out. Don't matter to me." He's like, "Well, let's keep hunting." So we're sitting there, and this bird's gobbling. He's not moving. I said, "Graham, you ever seen a grown man leave a gobbling turkey?" He goes, "No, why?" I said, "'Cause you fixing to. I'm over this crap. Let's go. Let's go find a different bird."
And then we proceeded to walk about 3 miles around the bird and kill him about 50 yards away from where we were hearing him gobble the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, he wasn't moving.
At least you got your steps in that day.
Oh, we always get him in turkey season.
Oh, yeah.
True.
I just wish we had more morel mushrooms. Y'all ever had those?
I have. I have. They grow in like northern Louisiana.
Yeah. Dude, that's a big thing. You'll see people like, you got poachers for hunting. There's people that do that mushroom hunting, dude. They just pull up and walk all over your property looking for mushrooms.
Well, we have the different type of mushroom here that we passionate about as well.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's fun, though. I never see any, but that's because I'm usually walking about 25 mph turkey hunting, so I don't take the time to look for them.
Don't look down,
No, not at all. I mean, let me ask you this. You guys big duck hunters, right? So if you had to pick a dream hunt outside of duck hunting, what would it be?
Mine for a while was always Argentina dove hunt, and or like a elk hunt.
That's not a duck hunt. So
What?
He said dove.
Oh,
I said dove.
you asked what kind of duck hunt. You go to an elk.
No, he
I
said
said
anything outside of a duck hunt.
Oh, outside of.
Somebody didn't read the itinerary.
Yeah, that's not really an itinerary. It's like a set of guidelines. They're meant to be. Pew.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, Jay, what's yours?
I really don't have one.
What?
I guess it would be one more hunt with my dad. I guess that would be my answer to that question. My duck hunting I haven't done. My one that I want to do is a dry field widgeon hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that'd be my dream.
We've talked
duck
about
hunt.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
be
but
fun.
widgeon. Just coming in a dry field, that would be cool.
What about the what is it? The king eider?
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
That would be
But
cool.
we don't really get too cold down here, so I
I
don't
was
know
about
if
to say
I'm
that's a
ready
little
for
cold for you
Alaska
boys.
I'm gonna say
cold.
you're hunting in them big waves out there.
Yeah, I don't know about
That's a
that.
different animal. That's a
Let's
different
get that
animal.
widgeon one out the way, then we'll see about that.
So, boys, with when y'all are hunting out there, I mean, like when y'all are calling at those birds, is it normal? Like you're using a normal mallard call? Is it more of like a teal, or is it like you're using a
Uh,
whistle? Like what?
A lot of
we use a
whistling, a lot of
lot.
blue-winged teal call.
Mhm.
Little light quacking for gadwalls, but I mean, like, we use mallard calls in a different fashion because
Mhm.
that's really what all calls are made for. In all
Yeah,
honesty, but I mean, we don't see mallards. You might see one or two a
But
year.
ducks don't really work here like they do there. It's just y'all have, a lot smaller areas of water. We're hunting over marshlands for miles and miles. So a lot of them are just pass by birds and, they'll pass by and hover over the decoys, but then gray ducks or gadwalls will work every now and then. But other than that, it's really just luck of the draw, them passing over in range kind of
yeah.
situation.
Well, I mean, because I grew up hunting in Alabama on the Tennessee River, so I mean, hunting that big water, I know what you're talking about. You just got birds flying up and down the big water, not really
Right.
caring, but then you're just hoping you got enough decoys out to catch their eye to get
Right.
them interested.
Exactly.
Exactly. We shoot a lot of passing shots.
How many ducks do y'all think? And you might not lose any, but how many ducks do you think you lose a year to like alligators?
To a bunch,
A lot. And
bunch.
bald eagles.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've probably lost, this is a horrible year for us, but I've probably lost 20 already to an alligator.
Golly.
Opening weekend, me and Jay went out to one of the leases to go hunt. Me, him, and Jean Paul actually, and we pulled into this one little pond where they had some grass we were gonna hunt, and he kicked his spotlight on. If we didn't see 30, 40 pairs of eyes, and I'm talking about a tiny pond, we didn't see 30, 40 pairs of eyes that were all alligators. We didn't see one. So I mean,
Yeah, it's bad.
we lost I think 2 ducks that hunt.
Yeah, we did. I had guys come in that wanted to shoot a wood duck. I took them on a hunt. They shot a beautiful Drake wood duck, and before I could get to it in the boat, an alligator grabbed it.
So
And
is it
y'all,
basically like once you shoot them? I mean, y'all are ripping
Oh,
ass
they
to get
know.
over to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that certain pond, not all of them are like that. That certain
Mm-hmm.
pond that we talking about,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
there's
that.
really nothing you can do about it too. You're kind of just you either, like you said, start the boat and haul ass and get over there, or just take the risk of potentially losing that duck. So
I'm not
That's
coming. I might
crazy.
like y'all, but I ain't going hunting with you then. I don't do snakes and gators, boys.
well, we
Just
stay
don't
in a
fall
boat.
over. Yeah, just don't fall over.
It's not like we swimming with them.
they're not standing in the water. They're hunting in the boat.
Yeah. Don't fall over. Don't piss us off. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, did
But
you
the
guys leave with 5 people on the boat? Why there are only 4? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
but you just got to be quick when you got to jump in that water to take a bath.
That's right. That's right. Real quick.
Not me. I'm out.
That's right.
I'm
We got
out.
a shower. Don't worry.
What's y'all background? Like y'all friendship and how'd y'all meet? And
Well, if this isn't the 2020s, I don't know what is. Instagram.
Clayton reached out to me on Instagram, and it was just kind of like hey man, like I see that you're a big hunter. Like I got some land close by. If you ever want to go for like a turkey hunt or something, let me know. And I reached back out to him, and I don't normally answer like stuff on Instagram like that. And I don't know. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna reach back out, and we talked for probably 9-10 months just via text message and phone call and stuff, and we got to know each other. He ended up coming to a game right before I went turkey hunting with him in 23, and we met. He brought his daughter Dakota, and was your dad there with
It
you?
was Avery and my dad.
It was Avery and your dad. And so I met them there, and that kind of just like sparked the friendship up. We came and turkey hunted, and then I mean,
Nice.
the rest was history. Went deer hunting with him that season, and then bought into the farm this year.
Yeah, I created another problem for his wife. I got him addicted to deer hunting.
Well, I was already addicted to deer
Well,
hunting.
I
didn't
I
have a
added to
place
the
hunt.
problem. I added to the problem.
I'll be honest. I'm tired of seeing Snapchats of Graham sending them to me, just panning across the bill out on the porch, having a grand old time. And I'm just stuck in Homa, not shooting ducks.
So I guess you're saying you're going to have to come up and hunt with him next time then.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've been talking about trading hunts for some time now.
Oh yeah.
Got to
Need
make
to
it
get.
happen.
I have to get y'all on 2 hunts. I have to get y'all out, get you in some Arkansas timber with Byron, and then we'll have to get y'all up to the farm for a turkey hunt or a little doe shoot or something.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, we got.
Well,
We need to get y'all to the swamp.
That's right.
I told you,
y'all know-
I
y'all know
don't
I'm
do
down.
gators.
Well, come when it's real cold, because right now
messing
there's no
with you.
gators.
I live
There's
in
no
Florida. I
gators
don't
right
have a choice. I got to deal with gators.
That's right.
Man, I tell you this, one time I was hunting. I was in college. I was turkey hunting public ground. My buddy's like, hey, you want to go out with me? I'm like, yeah, sure, Jeff, I'll go. So we got out there. I mean, obviously it's pitch black, and we're going way back into this spot on public ground. And next thing I know, we're walking through knee-deep water, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. I hate snakes and gators, and here I am in the pitch black walking through knee-deep water in the middle of nowhere, Florida. What in the world am I thinking right now? Dude, we sit there, we sit up on this tree, and it's still dark, and I hear something rustling in the leaves behind me. We're sitting on the ground, so of course my mind goes to rattlesnake or cottonmouth. So I'm like freaking out, and I turn my headlight on, and I look back, and it's a raccoon walking up behind me. Then next thing you know, we hear a gobble. It's in the freaking tree we're sitting against.
Wow.
Scared the daylights out of me. I was like, that's it, I'm over this.
I've never been on a true turkey hunt, like legit. Like I've seen them hunting deer, but I've never but I heard it's a hell of an experience.
Because, like, so duck hunting, you're calling to them. With turkeys, you're, like, not only calling to them, but they're calling back. You're, like, actually having, like, a one-on-one conversation with a bird almost.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's, like, up to you to make the right sounds to get him to
It's
break
like
and come in, or he's just going to sit there at 100 yards and
Well,
try
and
to
you got to
make
like
come
cut
in.
them off at certain times, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a whole guessing game.
Well, because you're doing
it's
it.
like elk hunting. It's like a version of elk hunting.
Well, but
Right.
and the thing is, you're doing it in reverse of how it happens in the wild. So turkey hunting, you're calling the male bird to you. In the wild, the way it works is the tom gobbles and the hens are supposed to go to him. That's what a lot of people who don't like turkey hunt don't realize. Like, it's not meant to be that way. Like, the hens are supposed to go to the tom. So when you're turkey hunting, you're trying to sit still because they can see so well. So you can't like actually just walk to him and walk up and shoot him. You got to call him to you. So you're trying to reverse
Right.
the laws of nature and trick that bird.
Wow.
Which
That's awesome.
to me is always cool. Like, they got reaping them, right? You seen people reap them? They crawl behind those strutter decoys. That's how red corn hunts. He drives up and down. Yeah, you know what? We'll send y'all on a turkey hunt with red corn, because where he hunts, he drives up and down in the corn and soybean fields in the spring, and he looks for a couple out there strutting, and he gives you a strutter decoy and says, "Here, get crawling."
That actually sounds kind of fun.
He'll crawl. He'll have you crawl 150, 200 yards to go over there and shoot one of those things.
And you better be a good shot, because when they get to 5 foot away, that pattern's real tight.
I've seen videos of people doing that. That is intense to me.
Good news is Jay will tell you the duck choke never leaves his gun, so you can just use your duck hunting choke too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then they make like now they make these special turkey rounds. It's a tungsten steel shot.
Yeah.
Before, like, your max range was like 45 yards. Now guys are killing them 60, 65 yards with that stuff.
Ball
Oh,
shot the turkey load.
Yeah.
Yeah, with TSS. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that stuff, I mean, it packs a punch. If you breast shoot them, I mean, you're going to fold them up. They might not be dead yet, but they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
But
Stopping power.
yeah, it's cool though, because like I said, I mean, you can deer hunt them, you can just sit and wait in a field, but to me, that ain't the way to kill turkeys. It's not fun. I like, actually tricking them, either using a decoy and tricking them, or using a call to trick them to get them to come in.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like if I shot my first turkey, I'd want to do the experience the right way, not just sit around and wait for them to come to you, It's not like you can really do that with a deer, but you can do that with turkeys.
Yeah, 100%. And they're tasty. They make good nuggets.
Yes, they
That's
do.
right.
Put them a
So-
little flour and Tony's. soak it
There
with
you
pickle
go, some
juice.
Tony's. All right,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Tastes like it's like a knockoff Chick-fil-A recipe. If you can take chicken, you cube it up, and you put it in a bag, and you get a jar of dill pickles, and you put that juice from the pickles in there, and let that chicken or turkey the cubes sit in that pickle juice for about 30 minutes, and then you empty it, and then you get some flour, and you put some Tony's in the flour, and then you just throw the cubes into that, shake them up, throw them in a skillet, and fry them. It's like Chick-fil-A. If you want it to be really like Chick-fil-A, you just add some confectioner sugar to the batter. That's it. You got
Man,
Chick-fil-A at
boy.
home.
I have to try that.
Oh,
That's
corporate
crazy.
Chick-fil-A salesman.
The way Jay's kids eat Chick-fil-A, he's gonna probably try that this week.
That's right.
His kids love Chick-fil-A.
That's right. Cut 'em
I figured
off.
out how to make the cane sauce too. That's why I said it. I saw you drinking out of that earlier. Chicken. What combo you picking?
That's right. So the kids want it for supper.
So, and also with y'all being out there hunting on the bayou, y'all got any odd stories or some weird, some crazy stuff that's kind of happened out there that's kind of left you like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I can tell by the look on Ben's
Any
face.
that you're willing to share, I guess I should
I know
say.
there's one Jay wants to tell really bad.
I do. Ben fell in the water one time. So back before we had the big camp, we just had the little camp. We used to have to use the restroom on the
Have a
back
good night.
in a bucket. And one night, Ben goes in the back to use the restroom, and we hear something. It's a noise, and poor little buddy had fell in the water with his pants at his ankles. He looked like a mermaid swimming out there.
About 30 degrees outside.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Cell phone in pocket.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite stories. Then he get back up.
How many cases of beer did that take?
Oh man, it was a bunch of them. It was a bunch.
I think we were drinking liquor then.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, it was late night. You know, the beers that we was full on beers, so we switched to the Crown. So that's what it's really good.
I mean, stories like that. We've had stories of just like cutting brush and somebody falls, sinks chest deep in the mud, and like watching them try to army crawl out and they can't get out, and you got to pull them out with a mud boat. Just stuff like that you don't experience being on hard land. You got to adapt to the environment.
So like a lot of that place that y'all are hunting, it's not like some of those places I'm sure can get deep, but I mean a lot of it's just like marshland, right? Like it's just like mud
Oh yeah, you'll
flats.
sink.
But
It's
just
like you're
you know,
talking 8-10 feet of muck. We got it
yeah,
in Florida.
exactly.
I had
Yeah.
my buddy and I. We were wading one time in the intercoastal, and we get out and we're walking what looks like through a yard, and my buddy's walking in front of me. All of a sudden, he goes from standing on ground to being this deep into the ground, and he's freaking out, throwing me his fishing rod, screaming for help, trying to tread in this muck. And I'm just sitting there dying laughing. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, he's like, help. I'm like, Chris.
The more you
I was like,
you kick, the further you go down.
It sounds like you've cut brush with us before.
Yeah, oh, dude. He was a mess. I was like, well, you better go get back in the river and wash off because that smells nasty, bro. That's that sulfur water.
The only problem with where we at, you get what's called Nutri-Itch, and you don't want that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like people don't realize, like in the state of Florida back in the day, they used to sell all this land for real estate development and everything, and no one realized they were buying swampland. Like you can't build on that. You got to fill it in if you want to build on it.
Right. They don't make pilings long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy. So Ben, I got a story for you. Might make you feel better about yours. So we were filming for Freeman Boat Works, and we were down in the Keys filming with Nick Stanzik. We're sword fishing, but he's running charters, so he's got clients. So he has to ask his clients if the camera crew can come film. We're filming for Freeman for a little thing, and this is husband and wife. They're probably in their 50s, and me and my buddy are out there, and my buddy's like, dude, I got to go number 2. I'm like, well, ask Nick where to go. So the captain gives him a bucket, and he goes onto the bow of the boat, and he's trying to go in this Yeti bucket. and he's getting stage fright. Next thing you know, he's got this whole wall built up around him on the front of the boat with the bean bags. And he's up there and he's like, dude, I still can't go. I still can't go. I was like, I guess you better get in the water or something then, dude. Because you're like 50 miles offshore. It's like you ain't got a bathroom close by to go to. And then there's this husband and wife couple on there that we've never met before on our lives. And this dude's trying to poop in a bucket and he's got stage fright.
That sounds horrible.
I was dying laughing.
I can imagine he was uncomfortable, but if you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
My dad had a buddy back in the day who was deer hunting in a homemade stand, and this was back whenever they had the coveralls, or not the coveralls, it was the one piece like
Yeah, I know
bib
what you're talking about.
that had the hood in it, the whole shebang that zips all the way up. Well, this guy's sitting there in the stand, and I guess he was sitting all day. I don't know, but he had to go bad enough he couldn't crawl out of that stand. So he unzipped his bib, sit there, hung on the tree, did the whole thing, put it back on, zipped it up. He sits there for a minute, and he says he starts sniffing. He goes, "What's that smell?" He goes, I smell crap. He goes, "But it's on the ground down there." He unzips it. His whole hood was filled.
That's
So,
a story you never forget.
This conversation just went the wrong way.
That's
Hey, that's Jay's fault. Jay had to tell that story. He had to tell
love
his
that.
story.
I feel a lot better about falling in 20-degree weather in the water. I feel so much better.
all you got to remember. Something might happen to you, but it could be 10 times worse.
That's right. That's right.
Now, next time they want to relive this story at the camp, I'm pulling up this part of this podcast and showing it to them. I ain't got it so bad.
Exactly. It didn't get on you.
Hey, that bucket, you could have fell backwards, and that bucket could have came right on top of you.
Well, the bucket hit the water first, so
He fell in on top of it. When we tell the story at the camp to new people, we always add a little detail that he had wet wipes on his hair when he came up. But I always say that.
totally false.
Dude wipes.
But yeah, but it
No
spices the story up a little bit.
Oh, golly.
Coldest experience of my life.
Oh, I bet. Have
And
y'all seen that?
shittiest.
Have y'all seen that video of those kids getting in the fight out in the timber in Arkansas?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God. There was 2 kids that got like in a legit knockdown drag out, and like this kid went under the water 3 different times after he got popped.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Over duck hunting?
Over duck hunting. That public
Damn.
public land in Arkansas, man. I mean, you know how those people get.
Well, I think that's everywhere, man. Some people just, they feel entitled to areas, and I mean, that happens everywhere, as I feel like.
Well, and get this, apparently the kid that swung first is the one that got his ass beat. And he's
Rightfully
also
so.
the one that called the game warden on him and told them that like what happened, and he like fibbed about it. But somebody caught it on camera, and that guy, like, I don't know if he got a ticket or what, but
Yeah. She's how it goes, huh?
Sounds like karma got him.
yeah.
That's what Graham's like, yeah, you got to go hunt with us in Arkansas. You got to do opener sometime. You got to do opener. And he's telling me all these stories about hunting public ground in Arkansas. I'm like, well, you want me to go with you. Everything you're saying says, no, don't go.
Yeah, exactly. They got that one launch where the boats are banging each other and stuff. Like, dude, I'm not going to do that.
No.
That's like going to a restaurant and being like, man, this sandwich is disgusting. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the worst sandwich I ever had. Here, have a bite.
Yeah. I mean, that was like this year, the opener, man. We had a group roll in 45 minutes before we were able to take off through the woods. And they're like, all right, we're going here. And we were like, what? We've been sitting here all night. Like, we're not going to tell you to leave because we can't do that. But like,
Right.
where's the respect and like the hunter etiquette that is supposed to be here?
You know, it's sad to say, but I feel like as the younger generations are starting to come up, you're starting to lose that in the outdoor world across the board. Like, just old tradition, just good, just treating people right. Like it's just starting to become a lost tradition, and it's really sad to see. Like we're even starting to see it here. Just like there's a lot of things that you grew up doing that you just don't see anymore because it's not being passed down, generationally. And it's just, that's the kind of things that me and Jay try to continue to do, which is also what the show tries to show is, that's how we grew up doing it. And that's how we want to continue to teach people how to do it, because that's just what we believe in.
Oh, no, 100%. I mean, we talk about it from like the deer hunting version of people that go out and say they just go hunt for meat, but they'll have 5 does walk by them, and then a 4-point or a 6-point comes out and they'll shoot it. And they're like, oh, well, I just killed them for the meat. Well, it's like, dude, like, look, if you're fired up about a 4-point or a 6-point coming by and you shoot them, man, everybody should be jacked up for you. It shouldn't matter what other people say. But if you're going to sit there and say you're going to meat hunt, go shoot does.
Yeah, man.
You see more does than bucks. Like,
I watched y'all segment of that, and I thought that was awesome. Y'all point of view and the way y'all explained it, I thought it like hit home for probably a lot of people.
So there's a lot of shows out there, and everybody in the hunting world, like the deer hunting side's kind of what I'm talking about here. They're all about killing big deer, but they do still have fun, and they do things the right way, and they got traditions. So I'm not knocking those people. But what y'all do on duck camp dinners is kind of the same vibe as a group of guys I know called Small Town Hunting. You ever heard of them? Mm-hmm. They used to be with Primos back in the day. Now they got a show called Small Town Hunting. And what I equate it to is, Trump's first presidency, his campaign was MAGA, Make America Great Again. I feel like what y'all do on duck camp dinners and what Small Town does is like make hunting fun again. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't always about killing the biggest buck or killing the most ducks, man. Like, let's have fun. Like that's why we do this.
From it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about the memories you can take away.
That was the main focus when Jean-Paul had the idea to do the show. I mean, I think that's kind of what his main vision was behind it, was to build it, to have, your group of people around you and just enjoying every moment, good, bad, indifferent. It's just all about the memories of being at a camp together and, not taking these moments for granted, Yeah.
Limited ducks, a big buck, that's just land I'm there for the memories and time spent with friends, and it's a getaway. For my everyday life. It's that's my vacation. That's my relaxation. That's what I love to do.
Only thing the limits do and the monster bucks do is just add an extra memory to that token.
Exactly.
It's just like it puts a pin on that memory, and every other part of your memories that you have from the times when you don't even kill a deer is the stuff you either take away from that hunt and the memories you added on with the person that you're doing it with.
Or they could hurt you, because if you make it too much about the big buck or the limit, and you don't get it, you're going to be mad about that hunt instead of just being happy about the fact that you got to get out there, man.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I feel like, you shoot this absolute monster of a trophy deer, like kudos to you, but I feel like every deer you see after that just could be like, meh. It kind of takes the fun out of it in a sense, does it not? I haven't shot that many deer.
I think
in my
Graham's
life. I don't have no big trophy deer, but the few I shot, I was jacked up about all of them.
I'm the type that I haven't, like, Red Corn's killed more deer than I have, but I'm the type that for some reason, so the biggest deer I killed is 183 inches, and that was like a 4-year chess match, and what I figured out about that is it's not necessarily the size of the deer. Yeah, sometimes the size plays into it, but I like picking out a single deer, and that is the target. Like, I have passed on. I can't tell you how many shooter bucks, mature bucks, because it's like, nope, that's not the deer I'm here for. I don't know why I got this thing. I like playing a chess match with an individual animal. Like, hey, I came into your house and I got you.
Well, it's like the drop time buck. I wasn't just fed up with the thought of getting that deer on the ground. It was like once we saw him, and I had my first encounter with him this past year, and the neighbors ended up killing him about 2 weeks after I got done hunting. But I had an encounter with that drop time buck that was on one of our earlier podcasts, and it was just like once I saw him and that hunt happened the way it happened, and I grunted at him and he came in. It was just like it, and he slips away when they're that close. It becomes personal almost. It's just kind of like, all right, like Like I got you, but you got lucky on it, and now it's like now I know what I got to do, and I want to see how far I can take it, and see if I can push that deer enough to make that mistake one more time.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
cool.
can definitely respect and see the excitement behind that. I just never grew up at where I had a place where I could do like what y'all do, where y'all got cameras where y'all can kind of track them and see what they're doing, and then you find that one you want to pursue. I've just never really had the opportunity to experience that, so I can definitely see the thrill behind that.
It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah, I was talking to an old man in Texas who doesn't run any big ranch, 10,000 acres, and doesn't run any cameras because he tried it and then he started hunting only one spot where the deer was at, and and just getting overwhelmed and overthinking it, and he quit enjoying hunting because of the cameras were driving him crazy. So he pulled them all, and he just hunts naturally now. He's like, and I maybe not shoot as many bucks because I'm not tracking them as much, but I enjoy it more because I'm not stressed out over it. He was explaining how consuming it become because he was getting pictures at night and just overthinking everything.
It's like a drug. I mean, I can tell you because Graham will text me when a cell camera goes off. You see that buck at so-and-so last night? Like, it takes a little bit of time for it to wear off. Like, Graham and my dad will be like, did you see whatever buck? I was like, I didn't look again. I didn't look this morning. But it was funny because today I was talking to a guy at the trade show, and we were talking about hunting big deer and harvesting big deer. And the dude put it the best I've ever heard it. He said, that feeling you get when you shoot a mature buck, a big buck, if I could put that in a pill and give it to you, I'd rob you for everything you got. I'd take all your money. It's that addicting. It's crazy, man. Like,
Wow.
there's no way you can't describe the feeling. I mean, you can ask Graham. He gets paid to be calm in high pressure situations with millions of people watching. And I bet he'll tell you he was as shook up over that buck this year as he's ever been on the mound.
Nothing compares to it. I mean,
That's incredible.
like when that drop tine buck was the biggest buck I've seen on the hoof, like out in the woods. And I didn't think my body could shake the way that it could shake until I had that thing come out in front
And
of me.
uncontrollably. There is no stopping it. Like, you're like, why is my leg shaking? It won't stop. What do I do?
And when he says leg, like, it's not both legs shaking. It's one leg. Like, when I was hunting in a saddle stand, so I'm standing up against a tree. My right leg was just doing this. Just my right leg. I was shaking that. I was shaking
Yeah, it was
that
Sasquatch
entire
up there.
tree. That whole tree was just doing this because my foot.
I still don't know how he didn't see that. Like, the whole tree shaking. Like, oh, what are this big thing shaking for?
Somebody's honeycomb's falling.
It's because I had a wall of cedar trees between me and that deer.
It's crazy. It'll change it. I think part of it too is the zero to hero aspect. You're sitting there. You're not talking to your buddies or doing anything else. You're sitting there in dead silence. You're not moving, and it goes from that to game on instantly.
Mm-hmm. Because that's how it happened. That's how it happened for me this year. I literally wasn't seeing.
What did that deer end up scoring?
We don't know. We don't know the people that shot him.
I'd say it was close to
gotcha.
160.
Nice.
It was a mainframe mate with a drop tine.
It was. I mean, that drop tine was anywhere between 6 to 9 inches, 5 to 9 inches, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's
You got a picture of it?
No, but I got a picture of the one that got away on me to start the season. The story of my season was a day late and $1 short, boys.
And
it happened again yesterday.
He was snake bit this year, man.
Dude, yesterday it snowed. I was out. I was like, I'm gonna shoot some photos and videos because I haven't seen snow in like 6 or 7 years. So I'm out. I was like, I'll go to the stand at 1. I'll still be in early. It's like 12:15. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head back to the cabin and get ready. I pulled my phone up, look at the app. A deer was standing in front of my blind at 12:15. I was like, well, if that just ain't the summary of my season on the last day I was planning on hunting, I don't know what else is. But this is the deer I had to start the season. Let me see if we go. Come on,
Your season's over with?
It is for me. It ends January 15th.
I got you.
Cool.
Cool.
That's a stud.
Kakaya!
Golly.
Y'all bow hunt only?
No, we gun hunt, dude. If you're gonna give everyone else a rifle, I'm taking one too, buddy.
Amen. Amen.
I'll shoot him with a bazooka if you let me,
That's right. That's right.
as long as there's some meat left.
We say that about shooting pool deer.
Yeah, I had that. Then I had one. I was going to go hunt, and I was like, as soon as the rain quits, he's going to be in there checking his scrapes. Well, the rain quit 30 minutes earlier than I was expecting. And guess what? He was there when I thought he was going to be when the rain quit, but I was 30 minutes late. Then I had another mishap a few weeks ago, and then that one yesterday. That deer was there at 12:15, and I was planning on getting in at 1. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm over it. This season's a
That's
wrap.
right.
I want to forget about this one.
It was
See you next year.
it was a tough year at the deer camp because the one that he missed after the rain, his dad got a shot on it and just shot just low. I mean, barely missed the heart.
The neighbor killed it. You
And
can
then-
see the gash across its brisket. It was like 4 days later when the neighbor killed it. It was starting to get infected. That deer wouldn't have lived, so I'm glad the neighbor shot it. But, I mean,
Yeah.
it was another big buck, too. And it was right by the cabin. Like, that's where it was living.
Dang. That's
That's
neat.
unfortunate. But that's
So-
what makes you want to go back, get redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I like the other thing I like about what y'all do is put the food on the table. It don't have to be deer. It can be or ducks. It can be squirrels. It can be whatever, man. Like, I don't know. I like cooking like y'all do, and I like good food. So that's kind of always been one of my things too. Like, I don't care what it is. I like cooking it, man.
Yeah. You can make anything good. Just got to learn. I believe in any animal is edible. Just got to cook in some certain way.
Yeah.
It's all about
Oh,
the
yeah.
preparation
It
and
might need to be smoked. It might need to be something, but everything can, tuss it.
Y'all ever cooked any of the nutria rats? Was that what they are, right?
I've never cooked them, but I've heard of people cooking them, and I heard there's like a gland you got to remove, but once you remove the gland, it's good. Because, I mean, they eat grass.
Yeah, I've ate it before. I mean, it's decent. If I was I wouldn't starve to death out there. If I had to, I would eat one. But our supermarkets are still open, so it ain't got that desperate.
Dude, so there's this guy I know, he runs a hunting outfitter in Ohio, and one of the guides there, he's like, if you ever watch the show Mountain Men, this dude like is that to a T. He lives off the woods, everything. He's got these chickens he has in his yard. And he's like, we're sitting there at the camp one day at lunch BS, and he's like, hey, the other night I went out, we're going to have some chicken, so I got some feed out to get the chickens to come closer, get my shotgun out. One gets within like 10 steps, and I shoot, and I miss. I'm like, what just happened? And he said, it was at that point I was like, yeah, we're going to get something out of the freezer tonight.
That's right. That's right.
But he
George
does
is
that like
ground meat as we speak.
yeah, he's obsessed with these timber rattlers. You
He
get
can
him
have
start
that.
talking about them, dude. He loves them. He's like, oh, they got these different beautiful color phases, and I was like, beautiful? What you talking about? All I see is death.
Yeah,
Yeah, that water moccasins. Is that what you guys mostly have? Is water moccasins?
Yeah.
And they're mean,
rat
man. They're
snakes.
ornery.
Yeah. I
A
don't
lot of
mess
king
with them.
snakes, rat snakes, but I mean, the most popular poisonous one is
Yeah,
Water moccasins.
water moccasins, or we call them cottonmouths here.
yeah.
yeah.
You ever seen those pythons down in South Florida?
Yeah, that's
I've
crazy.
seen them, but we don't have those
Yeah.
here.
No, but they
Exactly.
do snake catching competitions because they're invasive. And all these
Right,
guys
right.
go down into the Everglades to see who can catch the biggest python. I'm like, no way, dude. No
You can have
way.
that one too.
Like 16 foot. There ain't no way I'm messing with a snake 3 times.
Something
the
that can
size.
choke you out. Hell no.
Choke you out and choke you down.
Yeah.
With all the different things you can go have a rodeo for, snakes ain't one of them.
I heard
Remember
that. So, all right, rapid fire questions. Favorite duck camp dinner?
From the show, or just when we go to the camp?
All right, you just made it part A and part B. Part A from the show, part B in general.
From the show, I would say probably my most memorable was the lasagna that Chef Jesse made, just because it was something we've never done before with ducks, and it was just different. So that was cool for me. At the camp, I mean, obviously like a big Cajun dish, but lately I just enjoy when we just light the pit and just throw some stuff on the pit and we just drink and finger food it. easy, and we can just socialize and hang
Putting that
out.
lava on there.
Yeah.
So my favorite duck and dinner meal would have been the duck and apples that Chef Lights on Fire. I love that dish. It's because of the way he cooks it. And my other one that I really enjoy, it's on the show, but we also do it a lot, is the duck a l'orange. Ducks with oranges.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a really good dish. Chef always says this thing with grows together, goes together. So satsumas are a native Louisiana orange that is ripe during duck season. So it's just like a perfect, I say, easily.
Dude, I like how every time you do the thumbs up, it's putting a thumbs up on your screen.
Is it really?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, easily available. It's dumb. I can see it now.
Thumbs up,
That's what
yeah.
I can see.
I saw it too.
He started twitching.
Somebody's gonna play a drinking game now. Every time he gives thumbs up, he got a drink.
I'm gonna give y'all hell.
He's gonna wait about 2 hours. Like, why y'all so drunk right now? I'm fine.
Starting a new trend.
That's right.
Trendsetter. All right. Well, I guess we kind of covered. What's your favorite meal in general? Oh, wait. No, I do have one question for you in regards to the oranges. So in Duck Camp Dinners, you guys did one of the episodes you went offshore fishing. You guys ever made ceviche with those oranges?
Not with the oranges, no, but that would be a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because like we snapper fish in Florida. Like my favorite way to make the snapper is ceviche, right?
Jay's wife makes a good ceviche. I'm sure we can get her to try that.
Yeah, I know you don't want to do too much because some people don't like their ceviche sweet because the orange has a lot of sugar in it compared to like a lime. But yeah, that's something to look into.
We'll try that for sure.
So, all right. Anyways, back to number 2. Favorite meal in general, not just in Duck Camp.
For me, steak. Good steak.
What do you season it with?
I usually do salt, pepper, a little garlic powder, and then I do the butter with the thyme and the rosemary, and do the whole basting thing. And
You ever made
like a cream spinach to put underneath it, or like a sweet potato mashed potatoes. I like meat and potatoes.
Yeah. You ever made a brush with the thyme and rosemary?
Mm-hmm. Jean Paul loves to do that.
Yeah, we did that. We took some of those Wagyu steaks back into the Everglades and we cooked them all over a live fire, and we hung the Tommies on an A-frame over the fire, and we used a brush with thyme and rosemary and butter and just basting it the whole time. It was pretty good, man.
Good.
But to add to the steak, side of lobster.
Surf and turf.
You can see you can't hide money.
Hey, it's just good taste, man.
That's right.
All right, so what's yours?
Chicken and sausage gumbo. A good chicken and sausage gumbo. It's just grew up with them our whole lives. It's just a good reminder. Just so that everyone kind of does it.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a good gumbo.
We made that last night, some homemade gumbo for dinner.
With a side of potato salad. That's
especially when it's cold
that
outside.
just hits, Exactly.
Yeah. I did one time I did a venison backstrap, but I made it Chateaubriand style with the red wine reduction. Dude, that was pretty tasty.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's a good way to cook that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, all right, favorite species to hunt outside of duck or dream species if you prefer to do that.
I don't have a preference. I just like hunting.
Yeah, deer.
Yeah, I mean, I would say deer.
Deer's such a hard one to beat. I don't know why, but it's like the biggest sector of hunting in the country.
Yeah.
I guess it's because it's so available to everyone. It's kind of like fish, like fishing. You got all the saltwater fishing and everything, but if you look at the outdoor industry as a whole, the largest sector of fishing is bass fishing. You know why? Because everyone can do it.
Right, exactly.
Well, it's like duck hunting's limited because you got fly zones. If you're not near a fly zone, then
Kind of SOL.
Yeah, ask Redcorn. He's out there freezing his nuts off for 2 ducks in between 2 flyways.
I actually took my 9-year-old and a buddy invited us up there about 2 weeks ago. He shot his first deer. It was a doe. And
I saw that. Was he excited?
yeah, oh, he was pumped. So pumped that when he called his mom after, he asked if we get some deer property. And I didn't rehearse this. I didn't tell him to do it. He just said, Mom, can we get some deer property? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, when he asked her, I was so excited. She's like, you put him up there. I'm like, no, I didn't. The kid just likes the deer hunting. Are we going to steal that from him or are we going to get us some property?
So what's your answer?
Yeah, exactly. That's
All right, here's a good one for you. What's your favorite Cajun tradition?
Crawfish ball.
I was gonna say the same thing, like just a family cookout, but boiling. Friends and family getting together, boiling seafood,
It's a big
cooking.
deal. You invite all your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Crawfish balls are more of just a huge gathering, get together. It's just a lot of fun. It's kids playing.
It's usually around like an LSU game or a Saints game, and everybody just tailgating together at somebody's house, and it's just something we've done our whole lives, and
Let me ask you this. So you got crawfish boil. You guys don't know what this is, but Graham, do you know what a Cajun spider is? Dude, it's all the fat and the brains and the good stuff.
Yeah, once they eat it, they're like, man, what is that really?
Tell Graham what it is. He doesn't know what it is.
So when you dehead a shrimp, it's got, if you take the legs off and the head and brain,
Got a drink.
you can fry that little part. And it's almost very similar to like a soft shell crab, but it's from the shrimp. So most people just dehead it.
But it's got to be like fresh off the boat shrimp, though.
Yeah,
you can't do it with like store-bought frozen stuff.
If the head's black, you got to be before the head gets black.
Okay.
Dude, they're so good. You can see all the little legs and everything. That's why it's called a Cajun spider.
Well, when we link up, we'll try and just cook you some.
That's right.
Well,
sounds good to me.
I think that's all I got for rapid fire questions. Hey, you know what? Let's reverse this. We always ask everyone else rapid fire questions, Graham. Why don't you guys come up with a couple?
What kind of bows do y'all shoot?
I shoot a Matthews VXR.
I got a Bear Kuma. It's like 6 years old. I'm about to get a new one.
I'm gonna go a little different. Graham, least favorite person to pitch against in the MLB.
Ain't a single one out there.
Oh, good answer, my boy.
What's your favorite thing to cook? What's your favorite meal that you cook personally?
I'm probably gonna hand roll some sushi.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
So, when you want us to come?
Dude, I kid you not. So the one year my in-laws had a New Year's Eve party, I spent like an hour or two beforehand. I rolled up this giant plate full of sushi. We did it when we went to Gulf Shores a while back. I did Wagyu and sushi night. So I cooked a bunch of Wagyu steaks on the grill, and I brought tuna and salmon, and I hand-rolled a bunch of sushi. Did surf and turf that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That'll turn some heads for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sushi.
That's
my kids love it.
That's the art.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those things. It's hard at first, but there's like a couple little tricks. Once you figure it out, it's really not that bad.
Right.
I would have to say for me, it's either the gumbo, just because me and my wife we cook it together, so it's just kind of like us getting to have fun cooking together. Or I would have to say it's my my bacon wrap backstrap that I do.
That's always a crowd pleaser, in my opinion. Anything you put in bacon is a win.
Oh yeah.
I like doing new stuff too, like homemade pizzas. I've made chicken shawarma, apple strudel, everything.
I love to cook all different types of things. The problem is trying to decide what to cook.
Yeah.
I will literally text my old lady at like 9 in the morning. I'm like, what do you feel like eating for dinner? And we'll text till 4 p.m. and still don't know what we're going to eat for dinner.
Yeah, that's how we are. Like, I do all the cooking anymore. Like, I remember the one night I wanted to try making gyoza, the steamed gyoza, the steamed dumplings. Yeah. So I bought the little steaming basket off of Amazon. Dude, me and my wife, we ate way too many of those steamed gyoza that night. Like, I made the pork filling and everything. I got the little wraps, and I was wrapping them. We just kept steaming them and eating them. I was like, at some point, we should probably stop.
It's like eating pizza rolls. You don't realize, like, you can eat 3 pieces of pizza, but you can eat 90 pizza rolls. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah. It's because it's bite size. It's a problem.
That's right. That's right. Same way with the little sandwiches at a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Eat
finger
one
sandwiches, dude.
I can eat one sandwich. I can eat 100 little triangles.
Amen.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more. What's your favorite species to hunt or chase?
That's whitetail for me. If I had to pick a dream hunt, man, I don't know. Probably a mountain goat, just because it's such a gnarly hunt, dude. And if
That's
you're
some hiking.
successful,
I mean, I would have to say, for my favorite thing to hunt's probably deer, just because it's what I've grown up hunting my entire life.
Yeah.
But I would have to say my dream hunt would probably be going to kill a red stag in like the Swiss Alps or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be.
Stag's such a good quality meat to eat too.
well, you ever seen over in like England, like they sell venison on the streets and everything. Like when I say the streets, like you go to Borough Market or a restaurant,
Right.
they have venison.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's red stag.
Right.
We don't have that luxury.
No.
You got to go
Yeah.
get it yourself. You got to go hunt it yourself to have that here.
Yeah.
You got scrawny swamp deer. Stud 6 points.
Hey, you can't eat the horns, okay?
That's right. That's right. Brown is down here.
I am glad you found that and you took that away as like a good message, because that was kind of my point. Like, it gets so old, everyone trying to defend themselves because there's so many keyboard warriors.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought the way you presented it and the way y'all were talking about it, like, don't be ashamed if you got excited about shooting something. That's the whole point of hunting. That's the whole excitement of the sport, is to get excited. I mean,
Yeah.
own it. Like you said, own it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just there's always those people that are going to be negative in it. You
Yeah,
know, I mean,
It don't
it's
matter
just you go
what you
if
do.
if you go look at the comment section on our video,
Oh
there's
my
people that were saying that it was
God.
AI generated.
Well,
and
so
it's
that guy-
fake and
That guy
high-fence
turned out to
and-
be super cool. He's like, that's AI. I hate to break it to you people, yada, yada, yada. So I fired back at him. And he made some comment like, oh, whatever, nice talking to you. I'll see you later. And I said, hey, man, look, social media is tone deaf, buddy. I ain't mad at you. But in this world, you got to defend yourself sometimes. He's like, yeah, don't you remember the old days we used to hash it out? Now he's sending messages and stuff and we're chit-chatting. It's like, like everyone gets their feathers ruffled. And I'm like, calm down. But if you're going to throw
Right.
shade at us, be prepared, because I'm going to throw shade back.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's definitely been some hate comments in the film, like the post the duck camp dinners on YouTube. They got some people that are just mad to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
it's just jealousy.
If you
is all
don't
it is.
like it, then don't tune in. That's simple.
It's
Yeah.
just jealousy, man. That's the thing and it's sad because where we've gone from hunting to where it used to be like back in the day, everybody was super excited for whoever killed what. And then now it's like if you could kill a 150-inch buck and somebody would have comment on it and then be like, oh, that's a 3.5-year-old deer. You could have let that go another year and it could have been a 170 at 4. And it's like, well, what if this person, you don't know what this person's killed. This could be the biggest buck of their lifetime. Like,
You
Exactly.
might not see that deer next year.
exactly.
Might have neighbors
That's their
that shoot everything.
trophy. Don't take that
Yeah.
a moment away from them.
Yeah.
Speaking of comments, I got to give a shout out to somebody. I don't know who you are, but you commented on this rub video. I think it was on TikTok. His name is Kevin Durr. It's spelled Derr. This might be the most legendary comment I've seen. So it's the video of the deer rubbing on the tree, right? They're marking their
Right.
territory and everything. He says, I used to be that worked up about girls. After 2 divorces, I just kind of pet the tree as I walk by on my way to my next heartbreak or financial disaster. I was dying when I saw that. I was like, dude, that's the greatest comment I've ever seen.
Oh,
But he ain't lying.
That's where you need that little emoji where like the glasses come up on the face and it plays like the rap song.
Yeah.
That comment deserves one of these.
Yeah.
Now you got a drink.
It didn't do it, though. It didn't put the comes up on the screen. I think you broke it, dude. You did too many of them.
I ran out.
There's a cap limit. You've been cut off.
Man.
Oh,
That's funny.
Oh, man. Well, other than that, boys, that's all we got. Unless you got any more questions for us, we do appreciate your time, though.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
thank y'all so much for having us, man.
Yeah, it
And
was great catching up and talking, and hopefully
let's
we can
definitely
link
get
up
together
soon.
for a hunt. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to
Hopefully.
have y'all at camp. So
You'll have to call Graham's secretary.
we'll get with you so you can help with the schedule. We'll do a point.
We'll drunk FaceTime him like we did last time,
All the way to
just to make sure to see if he'd answer if we ever got put in that situation.
Hey, and I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did.
You held up your end of the bargain.
That's right.
See, I'm the buddy that always ropes people into stuff. That's like Jay. He Redcorn. He was at work one day and one of the firefighters like, "Wait, you went turkey hunting with Andrew Abbott?" He's like, "Yeah." They're like, "How do you know these Reds players?" He's like, "I don't know. My buddy Clayton. He always ropes me into this crap." I'm that guy. I'm that friend. I'm like, "Hey man, it'd be like a Tuesday." I'm like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" "I don't know why." I said, "You want to drive 1,000 miles and go hunting?"
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
I'm the instigator.
Awesome. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Every
all right.
group
Well,
needs
you can
one.
call Graham's secretary and we'll set something up.
That's right.
Sounds
That's
good,
right.
guy.
And then I'll call his wife to make sure his schedule's actually clear.
That's right.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming on, man.
Of
You
course,
got it,
man.
guys.
Y'all holler if y'all need some.
We'll do.
All
Y'all be
right.
good.
We'll
Y'all
talk
have a
soon.
good
guys.
evening, boys. Thanks again,
All right, buddy.
fellas.